Hello everybody, today I want to share with you my latest project which I decided to call PlayStation 2 Laptop, and the name says it all. Basically I want to take a PlayStation 2 and turn it into a laptop. Now I chose a PlayStation 2 Slim because it burns very little power. We're talking about maybe 20-25 watts on average, which is something manageable in batteries. So let's jump straight into the design. I made this cool little project in Blender. If you don't know Blender, it is a 3D imaging program which you can download for free. Now, this is the basic shape of the PlayStation 2 laptop with its own logo on the back, which I still have to perfect because I really don't want to have these blue letters on the back. It doesn't look too good. Anyway, this black box on the side is the size of an actual PlayStation 2 Slim. Didn't go into making all the details for it because didn't really need it. I just wanted to give you an idea of how big the PlayStation 2 Slim actually is and how big the new laptop would be. But yeah, so here you can see the side of it. Now if we hide the stop case element, you can see inside all the parts that we have. In green we have the motherboard right here and the LCD controller. These parts in blue are actually voltage regulators modules that will take the power from the battery and turn it into a voltage that we can use to power the PlayStation 2 Slim and the screen. The red here are 8 16850 batteries. They're actually the same batteries used in a lot of notebooks. And they look pretty much like this. These two are made from Sony. They're pretty good quality, but they're old. So I have already purchased some brand new battery. I'm expecting them to come in the mail in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna use 8 of these. So they should be enough to keep it running for a couple of hours, which is good. Here you can see the copper heat pipe, the heatsink, and the fan. This thing is going to be cooled by the original PlayStation 2 fan or maybe a laptop fan. The heatsink is going to be a laptop heatsink, which I'm going to show you later. And so yeah, that's pretty much how it looks. The whole design is scaled so that I can use a 15.6 inches LCD from a notebook. The LCD is actually 1280 by 800 pixels, so it's a little bit of an overkill for a PlayStation 2, which only displays, I think, 480p. There are a few games that actually run in HD, like Gran Turismo 4, but there are very few. I think there are 3 or 4 games at most. Anyway, so yeah, let's jump to the actual parts. So I've already taken apart my PlayStation 2, and here you can see the motherboard. I've put a small heatsink on it for now because I did want to make some tests with it and I didn't want overheat the CPU. It does get pretty hot. What I noticed though is that the graphics synthesizer, this is the Slim model that has the emotion engine and the graphics synthesizer separated. The graphics synthesizer doesn't really get that hot, so I figured I'd put the main part of the heatsink on the emotion engine and then just have some copper plating running to the graphics synthesizer. I've already cut the shield that protects the motherboard so that I could directly screw the DVD reader on it, and it is working pretty well. Well, now right here, the first thing we need to take a look at is the actual shape of the heatsink, which was designed to fit an MXM type card. So it has its 4 screw holes that protrude out of the heatsink a little bit, and they actually end up hitting the emotion engine and part of the motherboard, which isn't good. So if I put it on, it doesn't really sit flush, which isn't good. And the reason of the problem, if you look here, there is this coil, this inductor right here that actually hits the heatsink. and again, this is not good. What I'm thinking is we either move it a little bit forth, like this, which should not be too much of a deal because we already have to create a custom hot plate for the CPU and the GPU, also because they're not level. If you look at them, the graphic synthesizer is a little bit taller than the motion engine. But anyway, and the other thing is we have, if you take a look at it, 3 main screw holes on the PlayStation 2 to mount the heatsink. One is here, then 2, and 3. And they're absolutely not in the same place as this heatsink, guys, so it's going to be a little bit of a problem. I also am going to use some amplifier chips for the audio, because the PlayStation 2 puts out analog audio, but it's not amplified. So what I'm going to use are these. These are LM386 chips, and they're 1 watt amplifier chips. They're going to be enough to drive some basic notebook speakers. So yeah, that's going to be pretty simple. And oh, last thing, this is the original PlayStation 2 fan. It's a bit noisy, but we know it's going to work, so no point in replacing this with anything bigger. Also because the heatsink is really overkill for the PlayStation 2. This is all copper. It's a very good heatsink. It used to cool a 30 watts GPU. This actually used to cool an 8600 GT from NVIDIA. I don't know if you remember the card. And the fan goes here and blows air through the fins, cooling the processor and the GPU.